Good morning, everyone. My name's Christian Smedberg.
And I'm Andy Turner.
Good morning. You're joining us for Tuesday's Coffee Address. And it's another week here in Mooresville, North Carolina. I think the biggest news that we have this week came to us late last week, which was the cancellation of the IWF show in Atlanta for this year.
Big news.
Yep.
First time, I guess, ever.
Yeah, I guess so.
That it's been canceled, yeah.
It's a big show in our industry, as all of you guys know. It brings tens of thousands of people together in Atlanta, Georgia, every 2 years. And this year, it has been canceled due to the COVID-19 situation. Definitely understandable, right?
Understandable. I think they were waiting. They were hoping things were going to get better. Mm-hmm. I think we were all hoping that things were going to get better. As we announced a few weeks ago, we were all in. We were ready to be there. We had 18,000 square feet of booth space. We were going to have machine learning power. We were ready to see our customers, see our distributors, our agents. And but yeah, probably it was the right decision.
Yes. So we hate to see that it's not happening, but as this year has taught us, it's time to pivot.
We have to pivot. That's been our favorite word. Once again, we're going to pivot.
Yep. So Andy, let's tell everybody, how are we pivoting?
We're going to, this is going to be a pretty serious pivot, but we think that it could actually, for us, it could be, it's going to be a much larger endeavor than even the IWF show was. We're going to pivot to the level of actually holding 5 events.
That's right.
You can maybe say 6 events in 5 cities over the course of the 5 days that the Atlanta show was going to be held. So we're going to call it Retool Tour, so you can retool yourself.
The Retool Tour will be the same week that the Atlanta show was, and so that's August 24 through 28. Like Andy said, we have 5 days. We have 6 locations. I'm not even sure how many machines we're going to have under power. I mean, it's going to be
when I was counting earlier, 60 plus.
60 plus machines.
More machines, more locations than we were going to be showing off at the IWF show.
That's right. So let's run through the locations of our tour that week. We're going from Miami.
We're going east to west, so we're going from Miami on that Monday to then Mooresville / Hickory on the Tuesday, because we have a location about an hour from here in Hickory that where we build material handling equipment, and we're going to show off some of that stuff as well that day. Then we're going to jump to Grand Rapids, Michigan for Wednesday, and then we're going to West Jordan, Utah on Thursday, and then we'll finish the week in Anaheim on Friday
at our Expo West facility. So again, going from east to west, 5 states, 6 actual facilities, 5 days, over 60 machines. We don't expect everyone to show up in person, though, and I think that's really important to understand about these events.
Well, and it's also important to know that these events will perhaps last longer than 1 day at each location.
That's
so the week is going to be available. It'll be either a 2-day or 3-day event. What we're going to do is we're going to come to you live from each of those locations on the days that we mentioned before. So each day we'll be in another location. We're going to show some live footage of what's going on at the locations. We're going to have demos. We're going to have interviews with perhaps with customers, perhaps with dealers, technicians.
Yep,
we're going to have a lot going on. It's going to be a crazy week.
It'll be a great week. So real quick, so this is how we're going to work it, because this is both an in-person and a virtual event. The entire week, every single location is going to be in person and virtual. So if you want to watch it online, you can. These will be streamed events. They're coming to you live on our Facebook page, all right? And what we'll do, because we know that your time is valuable, what we'll do is we'll publish a schedule of presentations and demonstrations on each day from each venue. Okay, and then if you have a particular machine that you'd like to see, or you want to ask someone a particular question and you're not going to be there in person, you can tune in at the appropriate time.
Right.
So these days will be jam-packed with information. We will be streaming for hours on end, but we will publish a schedule of what topics we'll be covering which days.
But again, it's important to understand that it's not just going to be a wide shot of these showrooms showing you what's going on in the showroom. This is going to be specific. We're going to have scheduled times to show specific machines. We're going to have machines. We have different machines scattered across the country. We're going to show different demonstrations. We're going to have different experts at different locations. This is going to be a very informative, very action-packed week.
And so I encourage everybody, if you don't already follow our Facebook page, make sure you follow us on Facebook so you can get all the notifications that we'll be sending out and that you can easily access those live feeds. So everybody watching this video will also, I guess you could say, be able to just either bookmark our page or follow our page. Make sure that you have it saved so that when we do our event in August, you'll be able to access it easily. It's right there. You'll see that we're live. You'll be able to see the schedule and say, okay, I'm going to tune in on this time or on this day at that time, and you can do it. Now, with all that said about the virtual aspect of this week, let's talk about the in-person aspect of this week. So we will have actually more people involved in this week's worth of activities than we would have had in Atlanta.
Well, sure. So we're going to show 60 plus machines.
Right.
We wouldn't have had that many machines in our booth. As large as the booth is in Atlanta, we wouldn't have had that many machines. So that requires more service support. That requires more sales support. It requires a lot more effort on our part. So there will be employees from Weinig Holzer USA at each of these locations, as well as local agents.
Right.
The hope is that we are scattered across the country enough that it might be a long drive for some of you, but that you would be able to drive to these locations to see some technology in person. Of course, airports are open. They'll be open if you want to fly across the country. Once you get the schedule of events, if you want to see something live in person, absolutely, you would be invited to attend one of these events.
That's right.
And again, we will have plenty of support there. You can talk with your local agent. You can talk with your the regional folks from Weinig Holzer US to get more information about what's going to be happening.
We know that a lot of times you all want to really be there in person to see machines run. That buying decision oftentimes takes a more tangible situation to really understand what the machine is capable of, if it fits your application, etc. So during this week, these events, you can attend them in person. And as Andy said before, many of these events around the country will actually last more than just the one day we'll be live streaming. Right. So when we start in Miami on Monday, then if you want to go on Tuesday, that'll be just fine, because that event might be 2 or 3 days long. The same with Grand Rapids or West Jordan or Mooresville, etc. So just keep that in mind too. We'll be publishing, like I said, a more organized schedule of these events on our Facebook page, on our LinkedIn page. Just make sure that you follow us so that you can be updated on those.
I was trying to look to see if we had any comments today. Maybe there's some questions you guys might have, but I'm not sure that. I don't know if it shows up here or what.
I should. But we'll be monitoring the feed. If you guys have questions or comments about this schedule of events that we're doing to, I guess you could say, to replace this year's IWF, then let us know in the comments of this video. Let us know what you think. If you think this is a good idea, and or if we can expect to see you there, just let us know. Put them in the comments.
Yep. So we do have Andreas over in Germany says enjoy your coffee.
Yeah, so, very good. Yeah.
So we're enjoying coffee, Andreas. Thanks for your comment.
So everybody, like I said, if you got questions or comments, put them in the feed so we can see what you guys are thinking. If we can expect to see you there at the events. And like I said, we'll have more information published on our pages as we go forward. We have about 2 months, I guess, until this happens.
Yep.
So 2 months, a lot of planning.
A lot of planning. We've been talking with the travel agent to see if it's even possible for us to go to this many cities in 5 days. So right now we're optimistic on that. That we'll be able to be at every one of them.
Well, I think we're all just we're all learning how to pivot just again in just another way, because we were planning for a really good, successful show in Atlanta, and now we're pivoting into a whole different type of event which is this tour, this retool tour. And so there's a lot of planning to do, but we cannot wait. I mean, this is going to be exciting. Right. There's just going to be so much technology on display for everyone to see. Again, talk to your local agents, talk to your sales reps, and they'll be able to fill you in with more information. And make sure you follow us on social media so that you can keep up to date.
Looks like Chris Sauer's excited also. So he's looking forward to it. So he'll be Chris Sauer. If you want to see Chris Sauer, it looks like he'll probably be in Mooresville that week.
That's right. Folks in West Virginia, in the DC area, you guys know Chris. He's a great Weinig Holzer rep up there, knows his stuff. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you in North Carolina, Chris. That's great. So let's do a rundown of the actual agencies that will be helping us out during the retool tour.
Right. So in Miami, we'll be working with Florida Machinery.
Okay.
Manny Turnez and his team down there. So we're excited about that. They'll have a lot of Holzer equipment in their showroom.
Yep.
Then we'll come here to the Mooresville showroom, which a few weeks ago we did a virtual walkthrough in the showroom, so you can you have an idea of what's here available. So there's a lot of machines here. Probably half of the machines we're going to show will be here in Mooresville.
That's right. And then we go up north a little bit.
Go up north just a little bit to Hickory. We're going to show a small system that would have been at the show. We're going to still have it set up and running some material. It'll first we'll feed the ripsaw. It'll transfer to where we can pull from the transfer chains if the material needs to go straight to the molder, or it keeps going if it needs to go to the chop saw. So we're excited about that. It's a little more economical system for some folks.
So again, this system is what was going to be in our booth in Atlanta. Right. We're not paring down at all. Right. We're just showing it to you in a different light, I guess you could say.
Right, and then from there we go to Grand Rapids. And the folks at Scarlet Inc. have been gracious enough to work with us to put together a show. There will be Weinig and Holzer equipment on display.
Great showroom up there in Michigan. If you guys are in the area, I mean, other than that event, make sure that you check out Scarlet Machinery. They have a great showroom up there, and we can't wait to just kind of get up there, work with that team, because they have a great team as well.
They have a great team.
Work with that team and really put together just a stellar event.
6 or 8 outside sales guys. They cover a wide range up there. Then from there, we're going to pivot, or we're going to shift and fly to West Utah, just outside of Salt Lake.
That's right. So
Access International Machinery.
Access International Machinery, another great location there, especially for that region. Salt Lake has a lot of manufacturing going on in that area, and the surrounding area. If people can drive, then they should, because it's going to be a really
Colorado,
cool time.
New Mexico is probably close enough. Maybe Nevada. Also, the interesting thing there is that we're going to have Holzer equipment in the building.
Yep.
And then in the parking lot, the Power Mobile will be stationed in West Jordan at Axis.
That's right.
To show the Weinig equipment there in the parking lot.
A lot of you guys either know or have seen Jimmy Ginley on some of these videos, or maybe you've met him throughout the years or the decades. But he will be out there with his truck, the Power Mobile. We'll have a molder and a ripsaw on the truck, ready to demo. It's always great. If y'all haven't seen the Power Mobile in person, it's a treat, right? It's really cool just seeing basically a little shop in the trailer of a truck.
Yeah. Jimmy's a treat on his own. And then
outside of the truck.
Outside of the truck, and then certainly the truck. And then from there, we're going to travel to Anaheim, to our location that we have there in Anaheim, and we have Weinig and Holzer equipment there as well. And that will be on the Friday. It's like the guys from Industrious Philo are saying hello from down in Mexico.
Hey, greetings down in Mexico.
Agustin, Daniel, you guys, glad you're watching in. And of course, we have a great relationship with the folks in Mexico. If they're going to be at any of the locations for these events, we would certainly welcome you guys as well.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're finishing it out on Friday at Expo West in Anaheim. I even hear that Disney will be open by then. Okay. So maybe make a little trip over there. Park might not be as full as it normally is.
Might be a great time though,
right? It might be a good time to go see Mickey Mouse. But it'll absolutely be a good time to go see us at Expo West. So that's in Anaheim, California. We'll have both Weinig and Holzer machines on display. I think that showroom has about a dozen or so, maybe even more,
it's a nice
machines
showroom.
under power. Great showroom. We'll be running all kinds of demos, having presentations. I just heard that we actually are now doing training sessions at our Expo West location.
Yep.
So we have training classes going on there. Just as a side note, I thought that was really cool. So, but that's the week, and those are the folks involved. Big shout out to Florida Machinery, to Scarlett, to Access International for partnering with us during this week.
We really couldn't do this without them.
Couldn't do it without them.
So
they are great organizations, great companies, and we hope that if you're close to one of them, that you'll visit us in person, if nothing else than just to meet them and see who they are as your local Weinig Holzer dealer. So anyway,
and if we can pull it off, then every one of those days, Monday in Miami, Tuesday here, Wednesday in Grand Rapids, Thursday in Utah, Friday in California, the two of us, if we can pull it off, the two of us will be at each of those locations. So
yes, that's the plan.
Come say hello.
Come say hello. We'll be doing our own little cross-country tour that week to try to be at each location so that we can stream it to all of you online live, because that really, we understand that folks are busy. Folks are starting to reopen, so maybe they can't take the time to get in person. Maybe they don't feel comfortable traveling, which I don't blame you at all. Or maybe you just don't want to be in a showroom with a bunch of other people. I get that too. That's why every day that week we'll be streaming live. Like I said, it'll be a structured set of demonstrations, presentations that you can tune in and see live from the comfort of your own office or home or whatever.
We understand this is awfully ambitious, but we also think that this is going to be fantastic. All looks like Christian saying hello from Austria.
All right, great. Greetings to Austria.
Good to see you on here, Christian.
Good to see Tracy. Thanks for tuning in. Tracy's our tooling specialist here at Weinig Holzer, so shout out to him. Great to see you online as well this morning. All right, so other than that, we are optimistic. We have a busy week here in Mooresville, North Carolina. We got some demos going on in our showroom today. It seems like the showroom here is always in flux. Tune in later today. We're going to be doing a walkthrough of the Cube, which is located right behind us here in Mooresville. And we're just going to be going through the specs on that. We'll be doing some other live events later on this week.
Very good.
So, all right. Take care, everyone. Stay positive. Stay healthy. We'll see you next week.
Until next time. Thanks a lot.